WTIM.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make these conversations possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We have a couple cast members for the 42nd Street play happening very soon. Very excited about it. It's Miley Sims and Caden Crow. Thank you guys so much for being here with us, and director Kathy Farragon. Really good to have you guys all in the studio.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So let's learn a little bit about it. So 42nd Street, musical or play?
Musical.
Musical.
Yeah,
okay.
musical.
Got to get that right. That's one thing that they will get mad at you about. You got to be careful of that. So 42nd Street, tell me about it. What's it all about?
So it's basically a Broadway musical inside of our high school musical.
Okay.
So there's this small town girl. Her name's Peggy Sawyer. That's who I play. And she has these Broadway dreams. So she goes and she tries to make it happen. And she's late, so she doesn't actually get in the play, right? Or musical. I mess it up too right away. But then as the story goes on, she finally gets her chance and she kind of gets her little breakthrough. And you just kind of see her develop as a person as well as a character. And you kind of see that for everyone. There's lots of different plot lines and storylines. You just got to, it keeps you on your toes.
I love it. Lots of character development. Sounds very cool. Caden, what role do you play in this?
Oh, I play the character of Julian Marsh. He's the director of the musical and the musical.
Okay. Yeah, we got to do a lot of working around here because it's a musical within a musical here, but it makes for really cool performances there. I really love it. Have both of you been involved in the performing arts wing of high school so far?
I've really only gotten into it since last year whenever I played in Annie. It was a minor character, Oliver Warbucks, you know.
Of course. That's really awesome. Right?
I've been in choir since I could be, which is 6th grade, and I'm currently the choir president. And then last year I was Miss Hannigan in Annie.
Okay, Annie, how'd that performance go?
It was great, a ton of fun.
Really, really fun one right there.
Yes.
You guys are staying. You guys are staying with the classics here with 42nd Street. It sounds like so. That is really, really awesome. A very relevant show to this location. Of course, it just feels very cool. So a lot of work goes into these shows. How long have you guys been out on the stage practicing?
On the stage, not
maybe
too
not on the
long.
stage. I forgot. Off stage.
We had auditions right after Christmas break, about middle of January, and we've been practicing ever since then. So about 2 months-ish.
Wow. Okay. And then what does that process look like? I'm sure there's some individual, of course, practicing, but when you all come together as a group, scene after scene, how does it look?
I think it looks great personally.
Yeah.
I mean, my opinion is not the only one here, but I personally think that it's great and fun because I get to go out there and basically scream at a bunch of people.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
Okay, I got to learn more about your character. I got to make sure I see this. Miley, talk to me a little bit about the individual efforts you got to go through. You got to learn your lines. You can't be the person that forgets.
Right, yeah. That's the scary part, learning the lines. You would think by now it's easy, but no, it takes a lot of effort. And we also have vocals after school, sometimes for just our characters or for the whole chorus. You know, we have dance practices. We'll have different timings with our choreographer. And yeah, it takes a lot of work individually, but also as the group, and you have to hold up your end of the bargain. You can't let everyone down. So a lot of pressure, but at the end of the day, it's a great effort from everyone.
Sure. And Kathy, you see this work from these students. They work hard after school. This is really awesome. How have you been enjoying watching them work and directing?
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think the best part is I always tell them I need to videotape the first week of rehearsal and videotape the final because their growth always amazes me and how their character just develops when I'm first telling them, no, I need more of this. I need this emotion. And then by the end, it's there.
Wow. You got to be teachable in these moments. You got to be able to respond to criticism, I'm sure, because, you want it to look a certain way. It's a very important piece of the song. Talk to me a little bit about the production value of all this, makeup, hair, and even setting. What do you guys do for that?
Well, we have some adults who help with like building some of the set stuff for some of the musicals and everything. And then some of the students actually assist too as well with like the painting, assembling stuff. I actually have a friend who helped make some mirrors for one scene. Yeah, I also kind of help them by providing a saw, but
Okay, yeah, that helps. An essential tool right there, and I love the people getting involved. Probably the building trades class, if I'm saying that right. The people involved in it, is that right? I go to those meetings. I pay attention there. But that is really awesome. I love to see everybody getting involved there. And in terms of hair and makeup, Miley, I mean, is there a lot to do there, especially with 42nd Street? Is there going to have to be some changes in persona there?
So we have lots of wigs this year.
Okay.
So I won't have to change my hair too much, but I know like some subtle changes in makeup have to happen because I'm supposed to be super like kind of naive in the beginning, and then she finds herself at the end. So we kind of have to change that if it's like in lipstick or in eye makeup. But yeah, you always have to have your stage makeup on so the lights don't wash you out. So that's a big part of it. So we've just started practicing that this week with our dress rehearsals all this week. And yeah, we're gonna see how that continues to go throughout the week.
Wow, okay, a secret of the trade right there. And you don't want to let the light wash you out. That is really awesome. Before we go any further, if I want tickets for this thing, where can I go?
You should
Right
message our director.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Kathy, what's that process like?
Reserve seating is by myself, my phone number. And the middle section is all reserve seating, $12 for adults, $9 for students. General admission is just first come, first serve on the sides, but that's fine. And those are $9 adults, $7 for students.
Perfect, awesome. And where are you guys going to be performing?
Taylorville Junior High School.
Okay, Taylorville Junior High School. And Kathy, did you want to put out the phone number right there, or do you want to wait till after the morning show? We can get it on the story that'll follow the show.
I'm fine.
Okay, you want to read that up?
217-825-4857.
Beautiful. And you can call Kathy right there to reserve your seats there, or you can walk in at the door. Maybe won't be the best seats in the house, but you can still get to see 42nd Street with some Taylorville High School students in it. How many students are involved in this? What's the cast numbers like?
Oh man,
I didn't count.
We
Sorry.
have
A
about
good amount.
38
Wow.
actors, and then we've got another 15 in crew and probably another 15 in the pit orchestra,
Wow.
plus our lighting and sound. There's some students back there also helping with spotlights, sound, projection, all of that.
A lot of moving pieces. I really
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
And I think about the Tommy TV crew. I don't know if you guys are using them, but I picture people with headphones running around, making sure everyone's sounding right. Are those Tommy TV production students that are going to be working that?
no, I mean it's open to
Oh,
them,
okay.
but it's just whoever's really interested. I know right now we have a lot of the people who have been doing it
Sure.
for however many years, and they have a passion in it, but it's not their full-time thing. So they get this one chance every year to kind of show off their little skills, and
Awesome.
they love it.
Awesome. And the orchestra is involved. That's really I'm sure it's going to add a piece to the show, of course. But the
Beautiful.
orchestra at Taylorville High School already very good. Talk to me about that. They've been working into practice or into rehearsals. What does that look like?
So I have one of my very close friends is in the pit, and he was telling me a little bit about their rehearsals. They rehearse on Saturdays without us for a while, and then this past week we finally started incorporating them, and that's a whole nother piece. You have to learn how to work with them, and they have to learn how to work with you.
Mhm.
But oh my gosh, they're amazing. I was just talking to another cast member, and we're just so lucky. We're so blessed to have such an amazing pit with us this year.
Yeah, they sound awesome.
I'm sure it just adds that extra element of drama to the
Yeah.
show when it needs it. I'm speaking totally blind here because I don't know how 42nd Street goes, but I'm excited to see how the orchestra is worked in right there. Let's talk a little bit about the times, the days. What days is this show going to be premiering?
So Thursday night is our opening night. So we have a Thursday night show.
This
This
Thursday?
Thursday,
Okay, wow,
yes,
okay.
the 14th.
Wow.
We have a Thursday night show, a Friday night show, and then a Saturday matinee
Awesome.
and an evening show.
Correct.
Two on Saturday this
Evening
year.
at 7:00. The matinee will be at 2.
Amazing. All right, this weekend, guys, it's almost here. Are we starting to feel the nerves? Are we getting excited?
I just ignore it until it becomes too much.
Nervous, excited.
Of course, yeah.
It's good to be nervous. It means you love what you're doing. So
Absolutely. Gotta have a little bit of that, those nerves, a little bit of that electricity in you. Caden, you're holding off. I'm thinking about it until the day,
Yeah.
which is another route to take. I totally love it. That's awesome. Guys, it's time for us to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to learn more about 42nd Street, the musical, brought to you guys by the Taylorville. Some Taylorville students here is really awesome. Miley Sims and Caden Crow. We learned a little bit about their parts. We're going to learn a little bit more about the plot and just some more about Taylorville performing arts and more when we come back. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn steady, beans and wheat trading higher at this hour. March corn up 2 1/4, 430.5. May corn down 1/4, 441.5. December new crop 472 3/4 unchanged. March beans up 6, 1171. May beans up 5 1/2, 1184 3/4. November new crop 1176.5, up 3 3/4. March wheat up 7 1/4. 544 3/4. May wheat up 5 1/2, 552 3/4. July wheat 564 1/2, up 3 1/2. May bean meal 337.40, up 20 cents. May bean oil up 40 cents, 47.04. Livestock market, March feeders 248.62, up 37 cents. April live cattle 187.80, up 20 cents. April lean hogs 84.17 up 90 cents. Energy market, April crude oil 78.20 up 27 cents. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
Join me, Kirby Kasner, every Monday morning from 8:40 till 10 a.m. on the new WTIM Morning Show, live from the lobby of People's Bank and Trust in Pana. Tune in on all of WTIM's platforms for the new WTIM Morning Show from Pana, Mondays from 8:40 till 10 a.m.
Brought to you by our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, your Pana Save-A-Lot, Whiskey Bill Saloon and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked and Loaded
You
Limited.
and your family can enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner all day, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the American Eagle Restaurant, 102 East Park in Taylorville. The food tastes like homemade because everything is made from scratch. They offer daily specials, so check the menu board when you first walk in. And on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, buy one kid's meal and get one free. Seniors, veterans, first responders, nurses, and school staff all get 10% off every day. It's becoming a Taylorville dining destination. Enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the American Eagle Restaurant, 102 East Park, Taylorville.
This Miller Media Group radio station and our online daily newspaper, TaylorvilleDailyNews.com, have got winter weather covered. With our exclusive event delay software, closings and cancellations are posted instantly when received, 24/7, and also air every 10 minutes during applicable times. And find out the latest road conditions at the road conditions icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Whether online or on air, we've got you covered.
Taylorville's Bailey Park Mobile Home Court is close to everything. See their model homes with lots of options available by clicking Bailey Park icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. That's TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. The Shelby County Economic Development Corporation aims to foster, promote, and stimulate economic development. They're here to help your business grow. Find out more on the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make these conversations possible, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better. At Landmark, we were speaking to some of the 42nd Street cast, Miley Sims and Caden Crow, and director Kathy Farragon. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been a really fun conversation so far. The opening of 42nd Street is this Thursday. What time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Very exciting, guys. And a whole lot of work has went into this. You guys have been working since right after winter break is what you said. That is really awesome right there. But many people to thank, many people involved here, from the orchestra to the people building the sets. And Kathy, you got some people that you want to throw out there.
Absolutely. Mr. Keith Chase is the musical director, my right-hand man. We collaborate in late summer to decide on what production we're going to do. Also, my assistant director, Rainey Gosnell. When Miley was speaking of the wigs and the makeup, that's Rainey's talent. I'm not very talented in hair and makeup, plus many other things that she does right beside me. And this year, a special shout out to the class, Mr. Nichols at the high school, who built these awesome dimes that the girls are dancing on in our production number called In the Money.
Wow.
So, yeah, and we had a dad just step up, John Sorrells, who built a train car for us literally last weekend, along with Tom Pickett, who always builds me awesome things when I ask him.
Really awesome. It seems like you guys are doing all the right things for this. This is a full show. You guys are not leaving anything behind. I love the set design and then the thought that has gone into all of this. So I want you guys to talk to me a little bit about the struggles. Think about the performing in the junior high. And we're not talking, you gotta temper your expectations, because there's not going to be those huge wings and backstage area, but costume change needs to happen, and new sets need to be rolled out, all these types of things. So talk to me a little bit about that process of changing and adapting.
So 42nd Street is a very tap musical, and we have an amazing choreographer, Kelsey LaVault. She's amazing. But we have tap shoes on all the time. Okay. And on the slick tile floor at the junior high, we have to get back to the locker rooms, and there's a bit of a hallway with all that tile. So it can get pretty slippery, kind of scary. You'll hear shrieks every now and then, and we're like, oh my gosh, please don't break your ankle. But we get it done. It gets done, but it's a little bit of a struggle, and spacing is always an issue too. It's really tight in the wings, and especially with all of our huge props like the train car that we were just talking about, and we have a grand piano because they're playing live for the auditions.
Wow.
So yeah, it's spacing and the slick floor, that's a bit of an issue. And in tap shoes, they can get scuffed up really easily on that wooden stage. So some struggles.
Taking a beating this year.
Yeah, just logistical issues of needing the space to put things in, safety concerns, just being able to move with speed because you got to be able to get back out on the stage there. She guys are running into a couple problems there. You got to adapt though. You guys are being flexible with that. So it's been good to see there. What would you could create your perfect high school auditorium? What would you have in there?
A ton of seats because people love to see this, and we don't charge usually for any of our concerts, like our choir concerts, so it would just be great for more people to be able to see those and not sit on the metal chairs that we've been having to put out. That would be amazing. And a nice stage with some marley floor, so those tap sounds sound great, and some nice big wings to fit all our props and people.
Dressing rooms.
Yeah, dressing rooms right off stage.
Many things to be had to make the process smoother. Yeah, of course. And Miley knows exactly what she wants over there. That's very cool. Even down to the floor material.
Right.
It's very cool. And yeah, many things need to be correct for these shows to go off without a hitch, I'm sure. And just this Thursday, it's starting up here. I want to run through that so nobody forgets that this show is coming down the way. And one more time, Kathy, how can they get involved? How can they get tickets?
If you need a general admission, you can just go to the door. Doors will open an hour before performance at 6:00. And that is first come, first serve. $9 for adults, $7 for students. If you want a reserve seat, you call me.
Awesome.
217-825-4857.
Easy. All right, guys. We still got 3 minutes here. We can break down more of the show just a little bit. I want to learn a little bit more about, I don't want to give anything away, but Kaden, talk to me a little bit more about your character. You're the director of the show you're the director of the show within the show. This is weird, but talk to me about what's his name?
Julian Marsh.
Okay.
He's the director of the show, and for some background information, the time period of the show is about the 1930s, so around the Depression era.
Yeah.
And Julian Marsh is this famous director type, so he has a lot of experience with directing shows, but he's got it on a little bit of a bad time because of the Depression. So not only does he want to make this show good, but he also wants to make it profitable so he can get his name back up there.
That makes a lot of sense.
So he has to deal with all these kids just running around, just trying to do their own thing, but when he's trying to gather them together and make something great while profitable.
Very cool. Well, thank you for adding the time period. That gives us a much more perspective into the time, and it makes it that much more clear. I love it. Miley, you brought up tap. A lot of tap in this.
Yes.
And you had to have choreography for that. That seems like a very specific thing to get choreography in, but you said you had a good choreographer.
Yes, Kelsey LaVault. She's amazing. She gives up her Saturdays and her Wednesdays after work, and she works with us and makes sure that we're understanding all of the tapping. And she's the best because she knows we have so many different levels of tap, because I've been tapping since I was 2. I'm a dancer, but and then some people have never seen a pair of tap shoes, and she has really just broken everything down and made sure that everyone's understanding it. And if it's just not working, she'll adjust and she'll rearrange, and she's just the best.
Wow. And she's working with from experts to beginners of the tap spectrum right there.
Yes.
That's very cool. That was really awesome. Good to know all of the parts within this show. I mean, professionals you guys are working with. This is really awesome. And yeah, it's sounding really awesome. Musical and tap all within one. This is going to be really cool. Anything else the community's going to need to know about 42nd Street?
Not that they need to know. I mean, we're giving you little teasers. You have to come see the show to see how the rest plays out.
Yeah, what you need to know is buy some tickets and come see it.
Yes.
Kaden finished us off perfectly right there. We are in our final minute, and you can call Kathy Fairkin's number. One more time with that number, Kathy.
217-825-4857 for a reserved seat.
Beautiful. We've been talking with Kaden Crow and Miley Sims. They're going to be right in this 42nd Street production. We are looking forward to it. And guys, thank you so much for taking the time being here with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Once again, Miley Sims, Kaden Crow, and Kathy Fairkin. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make the show possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. You are listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD.